Well guys, it's that time of year, so let's go for it. Well guys, I don't know whether you can see it, there's a bit of glare on the pond and I haven't got my lens on, but I have an algae problem. Plenty of algae. So that's going to be one of the jobs, but I want to get tidied up around the pond now. Just get everything tidied up, get them struts off the back and that polythene, get that off, and then big clean up. But the covers are off and the season's started. Well, there we go. I'm about at it. I'm about knackered. I haven't got any backing done. I've given that a miss today. But as you can see, We're all clean up on the outside now. It's just some maintenance on the pond we've got to do. There's a lot of glare, so I don't think you'll see a lot, but there's a load of algae in there got to be fetched out. Quite pleased the way things have gone. So my season's underway. I don't know about you guys. I've got the feeding ring, I've got that in the other corner, so I shall leave that over there now. It's just over in that corner there, and that's where it's going to stay. Don't know if I can get right down so that you can see the actual algae on the bottom. If I try to keep off the glare of the pond, there's loads of it. So I've got my work cut out tomorrow. There you go, that's ponding. So I'm going to call that it today. I'm going to get my fence out and get that sorted out so I'll get it round, so I've got protection for tonight. The wife's bringing me a battery home for the scarecrow, the sprinkler, so I should get that up and running. So I'm getting there. I can just start pottering instead of flat out grafting. Well, there you go, that's it. Pond season's underway. And there we go guys, that's the scarecrow in. It sends out a jet of water if something triggers it, motion censored. But I don't think it's the water, obviously a heron's not afraid of water, but I think it's the noise it makes, because it does rattle when it goes off. I think it's the noise it makes and the jet of water that surprises the heron more than anything and spooks it. So they are good, especially if you got cats, or a lot of cats or something around. My cat's got used to it. It often gets wet if I forget to turn it off, poor thing. But she's got used to it. She just goes down the side of the garden until she knows it's off. But yeah, I find them very good. I cannot believe just how that thing has lasted. Believe it or not, that is 9, 10 years old now, I should imagine, and it's still going strong. And the battery that was put in it at the beginning of last season is still going this season. They're a remarkable thing, they really are. Well, good morning guys. The day after the pond covers came off, and I don't know whether you remember me telling you that the wind has been in the east and all the blossom off this thing blew into our garden. Well, all the bits are falling off it now. They're all over the blooming harbour. I've got to clear them up. But now the wind's in the west, so I've got all the pollen off this thing coming over the fence. And as you can see, it's in the pond. It's just blowing straight over the fence. It's like it's snowing. Well, I'm hoping to get a bit of vacuuming out done today. I might do it in 2 lots so that I don't give the neighbours too much hassle with the vac going all day. I might have a go at that, as long as the rain holds off. It says it could rain, so not looking forward to it if it does. But I'm going to try to get some vacuuming done today. I'm going to get the fence off and get stuck in, I suppose. Well, good afternoon one and all. I'm a bit out of puff. I have started on the big clean out, the mega clean. As you can tell, my water's cloudy. Wow, there's some rubbish coming out of here and algae. All I've done, I've already done that corner, and boy we are getting some out. So it's going to have a treatment once I get it done. I'm going to get as much as I possibly can out of it. But it's underway. I'm on with it. I'm not going to show you me backing it out because you've seen it a million times. I'm going to press on and see how far we can get. I am a bit behind now because I was actually not very well for a few days. I've got some new medication that's not agreeing with me, so I've had to have a few days out of it. I'm back hopefully and going to get a few jobs done. So I'm going to get stuck into this and see how far I can get. Well guys, this is what I'm contending with. I'm having to empty it every 5 minutes. I don't know whether you can get the actual appreciation on that, but that's half my tray over full, and that's after a 5-minute vac. I haven't gone very far at all, so you can just tell what's coming out. I'm starting to basket it up so that a lot of the water drains off, which will make it a bit lighter to get rid of oodles of it coming out. Absolutely terrible. And that's just over winter. Well, I did back it out once while the covers were on, so that's in the last month it's come up with that. Anyway, to press on. Well guys, That's an hour and a half, and I've done exactly half of it. So I'm going to be here a while yet. That's going over it twice. I'm trying to get as much out as I possibly can before I give it the dose of the cloverleaf. So I want as much out of here as I possibly can get, and then it's going to get a double dose. I want it out and I want rid of it. Sorry if the sun's in the light, I do apologise, I didn't notice that. But yeah, looks like one of the Japanese mud ponds at the moment. So I'm going to have a cup of tea and let it clear, and then carry on. Back soon. Well guys, I'm about whacked. We've had no sun all day, much at all. It's been well overcast, but I've got as far as I can get. I can't see anything in the pond anymore, so I'm going to call that it. It's about 4:45 now, so I've been at it 3.5 hours, which is enough for me. I've got a whole bag full of algae down there, and I've squeezed it out so there's no water in it. So that is a lot of algae. But I've got it out. I can't see to see how well I've got it out, but that'll come tomorrow. This will clear in a couple of hours once the RDF gets stuck into it. It'll clear it up, that and the upflow filter. So that's it for today. Soon be tea time, so I'm going to call that it. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Well, good morning everybody. It's quite early morning here, but this is the next day after the giant vacuum out. Boy, I did get some algae out of there. Unbelievable. A whole blooming carrier bag full of squeezed out algae, and you know how small it gets when you take it out the pond. I still ended up with the big bag full. But that's it the next day. There's a lot of reflection and I'm only on my phone, so I'm not quite sure if you guys can see down there. The water clarity is back to spot on. I've still got blooming blossom falling in the pond from that blooming tree next door. The water clarity is all back to what it should be. I'm going to give it a couple of days now just to settle down again after the big hit, and then I'm going to hit it with cloverleaf because there's still a layer of algae on the bottom, the really sort of close growing stuff, not the string algae it was. So I want to get that done, but I'm going to, like I say, I'll give it a couple of days and then hit it again. Anyway, back to normal at the moment. Catch you later. Well, there we go. The cloverleaf blanket answers in and ruined my beautiful crystal clear water. But it had got to be done. The algae was just too much of a problem. I had 2 full days, gave it a day hoovering, and then I left it a day and gave it another day hoovering. And now I've hit it with the blanket answer. So we'll see how we get on. Shan't see me core for a day or so. I've got everything switched off at the moment. The filters are off, the upflow, everything is switched off at the minute. Basically I want it to settle as much as possible. I want to get as much settlement, let it all settle in among the algae and on the bottom, and do its job really. So we'll see how we get on, and if it don't get it all, it'll get another dose. I can still see me fish now and again. They're chasing about like they're trying to spawn. Why, I really don't know. They're shooting up and down like mad. But there you go. So we'll leave it and see how we get on. I'll catch you guys later. I have just dropped a couple more air stones in there. I've chucked 4 50mm round air stones in. Make sure they've got plenty of air, that's the thing. It's the same with any treatment. Make sure you get plenty of air in the pond. That's what I keep this set up for that I've got down here. If ever I've got to treat the pond, I just bang the pump on the end of that and it makes sure they've got plenty of oxygen in the water. So I'm going to leave that for an hour. Everything's shut down at the moment. Give it about an hour, hour and a half, see if we can get a lot of it to settle, and then I shall get my filtration back up and running. But the trouble is the RDF will start taking it all out again. So as soon as I put that on, it'll start taking it out of the water. So I'm hoping, that's why I've tried to get the air stones in the middle if I can. So I'm hoping a lot of it will settle around the outsides. But we'll see how things go. Well, I'm back. It's about 8 o'clock at night now. So I've had the filters up and running 2.5, 3 hours now I think. And as you can tell, it's starting to clear up. But like I say, the RDF does take quite a bit of it out. I did give it an hour and a half to settle before I put any filters back on, but everything's up and running now. I can see my fish again, just. But yeah, let's hope we've done some good. It does look like it's stuck everywhere, and the algae doesn't look very well, I must admit. But if it hasn't got it all, it's going to get another dose. We'll see. It should be right by morning, I would think. There's just a lot of white dust settled everywhere in it. And I'm not bothered about that. That's killing algae while it's settled. I'll see you guys tomorrow when I give you another look. So good night and catch you later. Once again, good morning everybody. This is the day after I banged the cloverleaf blanket answer in there yesterday. As you can see, I've got an awful lot of air going on in there at the moment, but that's normal with any treatment. That's how I do it. But it's all in, it's settled down now. My water's cleared up quite well. There is a lot of ripples on the pond because of all the air I'm putting in, but let's hope it's done the job. There's been a lot of lumps of algae floating about that's come off stuff. I'm not going to do anything at the moment. I'm going to leave it and let it settle and let it work on the algae. If there's some that it hasn't got, I want to leave it in there, make sure it does the job. I'm going to give it a while yet, and if it doesn't get it all, I shall give it another dose. I'm determined to get rid of all this blooming algae. Now, I've got a question for the gardeners. So all you gardeners out there, I need your help. As you know, I'm absolute rubbish gardening. Oh dear. Okay, what I've got, just let me move this chair, is what's commonly known as a pom-pom bush. Or I've bought one and planted it. It come all trimmed and nice and all round the canes, but obviously now it's banging shoots out all over the place. There's leaves and everything coming off everywhere. I will put the proper name to it up top here somewhere across the screen. I'll put a name up there, what it gives me as the proper name. I can't remember what it was, but it's the pom-pom bush, I think they call the pom-pom bush. There's the little flowers it has on it. It was loaded with flowers when it came, but they've sort of died back, but now it's getting some more. There's some more coming on it. Now my question is, where do I go from here? I've got all these shoots. Obviously I don't trim them off, do I? I have no idea what to do with it now. Do I just leave it and let it grow and spread out, or I think they get to about 5 foot, something like that, but I suppose you've got to keep them trimmed back. But my question is, where do I go from here with it? What maintenance do I need on it now as to what to do with these, because they're getting quite long, these branches that's coming out, and there's several of them. I could do with your help. I mean, there's a one here that's a big thick branch. Is that a runner that we just chop off, or I don't know. I'm asking you guys for your help, so any help I'd be truly grateful. What do I do with it now? Also, do you remember that fern that I thought was dead? How about that? I thought I'd killed it, but it's really thriving. That's the one. I thought the other two others were a little bit slow, but they're probably later. But this has got loads of new shoots come on it, and that's coming well. And also, because I bought the 3, the one in the end, it's got all new shoots coming on it. They're 3 different sorts, as you can see by the leaves, but they're all coming well, really well. Now, I bought a plant of direct plants online. It's an Acer, Japanese maple, and when it came, all the leaves that were on it then were hanging down. It looked like the pot was as dry as anything. It looked like it had been starved of water. So I watered it thinking that'll revive it, but it didn't. It's just gone downhill ever since. So I sent them the photographs when it arrived of the leaves hanging down. I've sent them 3 or 4 more since. They've finally given me a refund and said I can keep the plant. Well, to be quite honest, I don't know whether you guys will be able to tell, but is it dead? I think it looks dead. The wife says it might revive, but I think it looks dead. There's absolutely no signs of life in it whatsoever. So whether that'll come back or not, I really don't know. Marek might know. You might know, Marek. Is that going to come back, or should I just chuck it out? I've had my refund, so it's cost nothing, but I just wondered, is it worth keeping? Or I'm keeping it watered, but it's not showing any signs of doing anything. So another question for you gardeners: chuck it out or keep trying to revive it? I've no idea. But as I say, they gave me it and gave me a refund, so I don't suppose I'm losing anything by just keeping it and watering it now and again to see what happens. But will it survive is the question on that one. So there's my gardening bits. Most people do gardening tips. I do gardening questions. It's more of a help, really, help me type video, but that's that one. So any tips you can give us, guys, I'd be grateful. It's about 60-70 centimetres tall, so it's not a small one. I don't know whether it would make any difference if I planted it out. I mean, I've left it in the pot, but doesn't seem to be enjoying life at the moment. It's an understatement. But any tips you can give, I'd be well and truly grateful. Well, from a very overcast south of Lincolnshire, that's about it for this one, guys. So all it leaves me to say is you all take care, stay safe, thanks for watching, and as always, happy ponding.